Welcome to the Grim Reaper channel, where we bring you bone-chilling true stories from around the world. From haunted houses to unexplained disappearances, we have it all. So, turn off the lights, grab a blanket, and get ready for a scare. My name is Robert, and it was 2019. I was a college student obsessed with paranormal stuff. I've read countless books, watched countless documentaries, and even joined a few online forums to discuss the unexplained. When I heard about my grandparents' abandoned house in a remote town known for its mysterious events and strange sightings, I knew I had to go there. The house had been empty for years, and my family didn't like talking about it. The locals believed it was cursed, and my grandparents had left it behind for a reason. But my curiosity got the better of me. I was eager to experience the supernatural firsthand, so I decided to spend a weekend at the house, alone. The day I arrived remains vivid in my memory. It was a chilly, overcast afternoon, and the house loomed in the distance like a forgotten relic. The tall trees surrounding it swayed eerily in the wind, and the rusted iron gate creaked as I pushed it open. The air felt heavy, like the entire place was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. I hesitated for a moment, but my excitement overpowered my fear. I grabbed my backpack and stepped inside the dusty, dimly lit house. I could sense the history in every creaky floorboard and musty corner. It was like stepping into another world, a place where the line between the living and the dead was blurred. As I unpacked my things and settled in, I couldn't avoid pondering what experiences awaited me throughout my visit. Little did I know, I was about to get more than I'd bargained for. A shiver ran down my spine as I approached the old, creaky house. The atmosphere was heavy with an eerie, unsettling energy. The wind seemed to whisper through the trees, and the sensation of being observed wouldn't leave me alone. Still, my curiosity overpowered my fear, and I made my way up to the stone path and stepped inside. The musty air enveloped me the moment I entered, and a thick layer of dust coated every surface. I felt like time had stopped within these walls, and the house seemed to groan under the weight of its dark secrets. As I walked through the dimly lit rooms, the floorboards creaked beneath me, echoing through the silence. The faded wallpaper, peeling from the walls, seemed to tell its own story. Despite the unease that gnawed at me, I couldn't resist the urge to thoroughly search every corner and crevice. The old family photos that adorned the walls sent a chill down my spine. Their eyes seemed to follow me as I moved, and I couldn't shake off the sensation that they were attempting to caution me about something. The further I ventured into the house, the more I felt an unseen presence, a cold, oppressive energy that weighed on me like a shroud. At one point, I stumbled upon my grandparents' bedroom. As I stood in the doorway, my heart raced, and a sick feeling settled in the pit of my stomach. The room was unnaturally cold, and the air was thick with a palpable sense of dread. The shadows seemed to dance on the walls, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was lurking just out of sight. The longer I spent in the house, the more my unease grew. The whispering wind outside seemed to grow louder, and every creak and groan of the old building sent my imagination spiraling. As darkness enveloped the house, the haunting atmosphere intensified. What began as whispers in the dark, unintelligible yet eerily familiar, grew louder and more persistent. I tried to ignore them, but they emanated from every corner, filling the air with a palpable sense of menace. As I wandered through the house, I caught glimpses of shadowy figures out of the corner of my eye. They appeared and vanished in an instant, leaving me questioning my sanity. Each time I turned to face them, there was nothing but empty darkness, mocking my fear. The encounters grew more chilling as the night wore on. I felt icy fingers brush against my skin, the cold touch sending shivers down my spine. Objects seemed to move on their own accord, a vase shifting across the table, a chair rocking gently, as if an unseen force was manipulating them. My fear reached its peak when I entered the living room, only to find the furniture rearranged, as though someone or something had been there in my absence. I tried to rationalize the situation, But the air grew colder, and the whispers grew louder, more insistent. It wasn't long before the ghostly encounters escalated, becoming more violent and terrifying. Doors slammed shut without warning, trapping me in the darkness, my heart pounding in my chest. Windows shattered, the sound like a gunshot in the stillness. Shards of glass raining down around me. I felt an oppressive presence closing in, a dark energy that threatened to consume me. Panic surged through my veins as I desperately tried to make sense of the chaos around me. But the more I struggled, the more the haunting intensified. The paranormal activities reached a fever pitch, the house itself seeming to come alive with sinister intent. I knew I couldn't stay in this nightmare any longer. I had to escape before it was too late. As the paranormal activities escalated, my fear became unbearable. I realized that my safety and sanity were far more important than satisfying my curiosity about the house's mysteries. It was a harsh lesson, but one I had to learn. No supernatural encounter was worth risking my life or losing my mind. I made the decision to leave, my heart pounding in my chest as I hastily gathered my belongings. The whispers and shadows seemed to follow me throughout the house, as if trying to stop me from escaping. The impression of being observed, stalked even, by an unseen and ominous entity persisted within me. As I packed, the air grew colder and the atmosphere more oppressive. It felt as though the house itself was fighting my departure, but I was determined to escape its grasp. My hands shook as I stuffed my things into my bag, moving as quickly as possible. I couldn't spend another moment in this haunted place. With my belongings in hand, I bolted out of the house, vowing never to return. The night air was cold, but I welcomed it as a reprieve from the suffocating terror that had enveloped me inside. As I made my way to my car, I couldn't resist turning my gaze toward the gloomy and ominous house, now merely a menacing outline contrasting the moonlit sky. The experience left a lasting impact on me, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are better left unsolved. The haunting memories of that weekend still haunt me, serving as a warning of the dangers of delving too deep into the unknown. I learned the hard way that some places are best left undisturbed, and that the line between curiosity and self-preservation should never be crossed. We hope you enjoyed our spine-tingling stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the La Grim Reaper channel to stay updated on our latest uploads. Until next time, sweet dreams, if you can sleep at all.